What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol PINS for Pinterest Inc. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, a majority of these drawings are coming from this area in here when there was sort of that news of PayPal potentially buying out Pinterest. None of those levels are really in play anymore, so we're going to clear the drawing set. And just as a reminder, I purposefully show myself clearing that so you know it's okay to start from scratch whenever you're dealing with a new chart, because you want to see with clarity, right? You don't want to be clouded by old sort of obsolete levels. So we're going to come back in and we're going to give ourselves a daily roadmap, just coming in and pointing out the most obvious areas of support and resistance. Then we'll talk more nuance as we drill down to the 30-minute intraday time frame. That's kind of roughly what I'm seeing for now. I would like to scrunch up the chart though and find a lower target together. So what we're going to do is drop it to a weekly, and underneath us, what do we have? We're kind of sitting right at support, which is kind of funny. And then underneath that, this prior breakout point and really 2550-ish area is the next major level that I can see from the weekly. So, to me, there's a little bit of room to fall, honestly, if we start giving up 3254. Let's go back on down to the daily and just see how we've arrived where we're at. Certainly the trend is down. I mean, great distance between your 50 SMA and 200 SMA. That's the blue and green line respectively. You can clearly see that we are getting lower highs, lower lows, and a lower low on today's session. So the trend firmly is down. I don't want you to forget that. We can start to draw in a bit of a resistance trend line, something that would look like this. And boom, there we go. As long as we're underneath that, again, bears are kind of in control here. So the question is going to be, are we going to get some sort of dead cat bounce tomorrow, or is this just going to pan out, wow, at a loss for words today, beautifully as a bear flag? If I come in with the fibs from the high down to the low, what you'll notice is that we never made it to the 38.2 on the little bit of lift we saw into the afternoon here. So to me, anything that really happens down here is nothing more than bear flag consolidation on the 30, expecting breakdowns of today's low of day, 3250, as we just discussed, to take us lower, much lower that is, into 2560. Really, there's not a whole lot of structure as we saw from that weekly between here and there. And again, that's a fairly substantial range to be falling, especially if you're trying to play long here inside of Pinterest. Again, because of the downtrend in effect, there's really no reason to be speculating long until that trend actually changes on the daily time frame with a higher high and a higher low. So that's what I'm seeing in Pinterest. No reason to be bullish just yet. The only way we could start to get bullish is if, let's go ahead and clean up the fibs. We're going to do a couple of things here. I'm going to go ahead and put on the 38.2 so we know where the bear flag consolidation happens. I'm going to remove the fibs. There we go. And then we're going to look at the daily in a little bit more detail here. So doing something like this, the trend will only change in a couple of instances. Really, this to me is the start of a breakdown of this range. We would expect lower. If it's going to be a trend change, it has to be a move back into the range and take out the top of the range here at 38.16. Now, sure, you're not cherry picking the absolute bottom. You're not getting the best entry price, but you're getting confirmation that the daily trend could start to reverse in that instance, right? So that's for all of you longs out there who are diehard on, trying to get Pinterest to the long side. That's the only way, right? Up and over 38.16 for a trend reversal on the daily. Other than that, I'm not seeing it. It does look bearish from all accounts, as we've just pointed out. If you enjoyed today's video or learned anything new, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description. And all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.